If you want to learn how to use CapCut on PC, how to edit on CapCut, then this video editing tutorial will show you how step by step. First, go to Google and search CapCut. It's going to be the first link, so just click on it. Or you can just go to their website, which is capcut.com. Then move your mouse to download and you can click on download for Windows or Mac. So click on it. It's going to ask you where you want to save the file. I'll save it in my desktop. And once it's done, just open it. Then just wait for it to install. Then CapCut will run a test to check whether your computer can run CapCut smoothly. So just click on confirm. So this is what you see when you open CapCut. Just click on new project. And then from here, you can start to import the videos that you want to edit. Just add them in like this. And you are now ready to edit videos on CapCut. Alright, let's use this video as an example. So I'm just going to move the line to exactly when I want to cut, maybe around here. So let's say I want to cut at this point. All I have to do is make sure I click on the video and then I will click over here, which says split. So if I click it, now you can see that our video is split into two pieces. So we have the left side and the right side. So I want to delete the part on the left. So I can go ahead and right click and then I can delete. So that's how you cut the beginning of a video. So now let me show you how to cut the end of the video. You just move the line to exactly when you want to cut the video. So I'm just going to move the line. I'm going to click and hold and I'm going to move it to maybe this moment. This is the part where she finished pouring the coffee. So again, just like before, I click on the video and then I click on split. So now we have two pieces. We don't need this part on the right side. We can right click. You can delete, or you can also click on this trash can over here. So if you click on it, then it's going to delete that part of the video. So this is how you cut the end of a video. Now, what if you want to delete the middle part of your video? First, let me just re-add the video again. And this time around, let's say we want to delete the part where she pours the coffee, which happens to be in the middle of the video. First, we move the line to exactly when you want to cut. So if I want to cut away the part where her hand comes in and pour the coffee, I'll just move to exactly the moment where I want to cut. So it'll be around here because if I just go forward a little bit, the hand comes in, right? So I'm going to go back like this. Okay, so we don't see any hand over here. I'm going to click on the video. I'm going to split. So now we have two pieces, right? We have the left side and the right side. But because we are cutting the middle of the video, we will have to continue. So I'm going to decide exactly when I want to cut. So I'm just going to move until the part where I want to cut. So her hand goes away at this point, exactly at this moment. So I just move the line to where I want to cut. This time around, I'm going to split again. Boom. So now you can see we have three parts, right? So to delete the part in the middle, right click, I delete. And now if I play the video from the beginning, you can see that we cut away the part where her hand comes in. So this is how you cut the middle of a video. If you want to learn how to add overlay in CapCut, for example, an image or a photo or a GIF, or you want to overlay a video or even a green screen, then keep watching because this video will show you how to add overlays in CapCut step by step. Alright, so let's use this video as an example. We'll bring it to the timeline. So the first thing we can add as an overlay would be an image. So to overlay an image, you can just click and hold, then just drag it down to your timeline like this. You can see that if I play the video, you'll have the image. First of all, we can adjust how the image looks like. We can adjust the scale. You can make it smaller or you can make it bigger. Okay, so make it as big as you want or as small as you want. And then next thing is you can move it around. You can bring it to anywhere you want, position it to anywhere you want, and you can also rotate like this. Okay, you can rotate your images. And then next thing is you can also adjust how long you want the image to appear. If you want it to appear just for a short period of time, then just drag it to the left. You want to make it small like this. So if I make it very short, then it's going to appear just for a short while and then it's gone. If you want it to appear longer, then just drag this out and it will appear longer. Now, if you want more images, you can actually click on stickers if you go to stickers, you'll see that actually CapCut already have a lot of different stickers that you can add to your videos. So you don't really need to go online and find all those different images and download them. CapCut already have quite a lot of useful images that you can add to your videos. So let's move on. If you want to overlay a photo, you just click and drag it down to your timeline and you have something like this. Now it's the same thing. If you want to make it smaller or make it bigger, you can do that. And then you can position it to anywhere you want. Now, if you want to overlay a GIF, just click and hold, make it smaller or bigger, and we can move it anywhere we want. And then if you were to overlay a video, click and hold, bring it down. And now if I play the video, you'll see that we now have another video as an overlay. So you can use this to put B-rolls on your video. Now, of course, you can do the same thing as before. You can make it smaller, and then just bring it anywhere you want. This way you can actually have two videos playing at the same time. Now let's move on to the last type of overlay, which is green screen. So let me bring this down, and if I play the video, you can see that we have this green screen video that pops out. It's a subscribe button. And really what we want to do is to remove the green screen, right? So that this subscribe button will appear on top of our video. So how do we remove the green screen? Just click on the video. And then if you look on the right side, under video, you'll see basic, click on cut out. Then you'll see chroma key. Then you turn on chroma key, and then you'll see color picker. And then you click on the pen. Click on the pen on the right side, like this. Then you are going to pick the color to remove. Whatever color you want to remove, just click on it. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's green, white, or black, or blue, or any color. So I'm just going to click on the green, and you can see now it's going to remove the green color. Then the next thing you want to do is to increase the strength. So click on this, and then just increase the strength until you don't see the green screen anymore. So just increase it gradually until you don't see the green screen anymore. So if you have a good high quality green screen, you can just bring it to 100 and it's just going to work. Okay, otherwise for some green screen videos, you may have to slowly play around with the strength until you get a sweet spot. If I play the video again, we can now see that we don't have a green screen anymore. It's just this subscribe button that overlays on top of our video. So as promised, this is how to add overlay on CapCut. Now to add text, just click on text, and then you can see here default text. You can just click and then just bring it down to your video, just like this. Okay, then what you'll notice is you can drag it out, you can make it longer, or you can make it shorter. And then you can also position it to when you want your text to appear in the video. So let's say, for example, I want the text to appear at the start. So I can just move it to the start of the video. And then if I play it, you can see that we have the text at the start. And then if we just want the text to appear for a short while, we can make it short, just like this, right? By the way, we can zoom in so that it's easier to see. So maybe I make it very short. And then if you watch the video over here, you see that we have the text for a while and then it's gone. So if you want the text to appear a lot longer, then we can just make it a lot longer. Can make it for the entire video. So this way the entire video will have the text. So next, how do we actually change the text? Well, just click on your text and you can see that on the right side, you can type in whatever you want to write, your text here. So the first thing you can do is you can change the font. If you look at font, you'll see system. If you just click on this, CapCut have a lot of different fonts for you to choose from. So just take your time, scroll through, and then if you click on them, you can see what the text will actually look like. Like this, if I click it, it will change like this. Okay, so there are a lot of fonts, there are hundreds of them. So just take your time, go through and see which one you like. Alright, so moving on, if you want to make your text bigger, you can adjust the font size. Just drag it to the right to make it bigger, like this, or just drag it to the left to make it smaller. And next thing is, you can also adjust the text. So if you want the text to appear in the corner, then just click and then just drag it to the corner like this. So you can just move the text to wherever you want in your video. You can put it at the side, put it in the corners like this, or you can even put it in the middle. Now moving on, you can also bold your text, or you can underline your text. You can even make it in italics, just like this. Next, you can change the color of your text. You can make it any color you want. You can make it yellow, you can make it green, can make it blue, or you can also use these colors that CapCut already provides for you. Now, the much easier way to customize the text is to just use their presets. If we just scroll down, you see that CapCut already has all these different presets. You can just click on them and you can just see which one you like, right? You can have these, or even these. Then below, you can add a stroke to your text. For example, if I change it to red color, you can see there's an outline, and you can adjust the thickness, can make it less thick or can make it very thick. Then you can also add a background to your text, just like this. You can choose any color you want and can play around with it. You can make it more rounded, just like what you see. And you can also adjust the height like this. You can adjust the width like this. All right, so I actually don't want the background, so I'm going to click on this to turn it off. So let's move on. There's also glow, which is exactly what it says. You can add glow to your text like this, and you can adjust how much you want it to glow, the range, and of course you can just play around with it. And if you don't want it, then don't turn it on. Then moving on, there's also shadow. You can add a drop shadow to your text. So I'll use a different color so you can see. I'll use red color. So you can adjust the opacity so it's easier to see. You can also adjust the blurriness like this. You can also adjust the distance, right? If I use black color, you can see that we can create this text effect. If you turn off the blurriness and you increase the opacity, you can actually create this kind of effect where you kind of have this 3D effect in your text, like this. You can also add effects to your text. If you just click on effects over here, you can see that CapCut have a lot of different effects for you to choose. So you can just click on them and then just see which one you like. This is another way to customize how you want your text to look like. Now, the next thing is you might be thinking, how can you add animations to your text? If you just go to the right side, there's this thing that says animation, and then you can adjust what kind of animations you want. You can just click on it and it will show you what the animation looks like. So you can just click through and see which one you like. Let's say we want to go for typewriter like this, and you can also play around the duration. You can increase it or you can lower it. Okay, if you increase it, that means the text will take longer to animate. And for the text to go away, you can also choose an animation. Under animation, if you click on out, you can also select an animation for the text to disappear, like this, like this, like this. So there are a lot of different animations. You can go and click around and see which one you like. So as promised, this is how to add text on CapCut. If you want to learn how to animate in CapCut just like this, then this video will show you how step by step. Alright, let's use this video as an example. And let's say we want to animate this image or this picture. So first, let me just extend it throughout the video. And let's start off by making it smaller. And let's start by putting it at the corner. So first, before you want to animate anything, you need to first decide when you want to start the animation. It could be at the start of your video, or it could be any point in your video. So let's say we want to start animating over here. First, you need to click on the thing that you want to animate. And then if you look on the right side, there is position and size. To the right, there is this diamond. If you move your mouse over, it says add keyframe. So you're just clicking on the very first diamond over here. If you click it, it's going to add a keyframe like this. So here you can see we have our first keyframe. Then just move forward. And then now you can animate your image or your picture. So just adjust it to however you want it to look like. Let's say I want to move it from here to here, like this. Okay. And when I let go of my mouse, you're going to see that another keyframe will be added over here, just like this. Now let me play the video and show you what we have. Originally, it's over here. And then it's just going to move to exactly where we move the image to. So as you can see, the first keyframe is what it looks like at the very start. And then the second keyframe over here is what it will look like in the end. So the first keyframe is the before, and then the second keyframe is after. And that's why you can see that between these two keyframes is going to move like this. So you can animate on CapCut by moving things around from point A to point B. You can also make things bigger or smaller. So let me just click on the second keyframe, and let's say we make it bigger like this, put it in the middle. So here you can see, this is what the first keyframe is. This is what the second keyframe is. So it's going to start off like this, and it will end up looking like that. Okay? So if I play the video, it's going to look like this. So here you can see we can animate by making it move. We can also make it bigger. So I'm going to animate it again. So I'm just going to do what I just did. Okay, let's say at this point, I want to animate this image. So just like before, over at position and size, we click on the very first diamond, which is at keyframe. So I click it, we have our first keyframe, we go forward, and now we can animate the image. Okay, just move it to exactly how you want it to look like at the end. So let's say this time around, I'm going to move it to the side. I'm going to make it smaller. I'm also going to rotate. So these are all the things you can do to animate your images or your pictures. So if I play the video, you're going to see that it's going to start off like this and it will end up looking like that. So I'll just play the video. So now you might be thinking, how can you control the speed of animation? How can you make the animation go faster or slower? Well, you can do that by adjusting the distance between your two keyframes. So if you want to make the animation to be very slow, then just make sure that these two keyframes are very far apart. So I'm going to make it quite far, like this. And if I play the video, you're going to see that the animation will be very slow. That's because the two keyframes are very far apart. Okay, if I make them closer like this, so it's very close to each other, then the animation will be a lot faster. Just like this. So if I make them even closer, then the animation will be even faster. So if you want to make the animation fast, then just bring the two keyframes closer to each other. The closer they are, the faster the animation will be. If you want the animation to be slower, then you want to bring them far apart. Okay, the further they are, the longer and slower the animation will be. So here you can see the keyframes are very far apart. And when I play the video, you can see that the animation is very, very slow. If you want to learn how to use keyframe in CapCut so you can move things around like this, rotate them, make them smaller, make them bigger, or animate them any way you want. You can also zoom in like this. You can also move the camera to anywhere you want. You can also zoom out like that. You can also fade to black, and you can also fade in just like this. You can also track a subject for vertical videos and much, much more. Keep watching because this video will show you how to use keyframe in CapCut step by step. Alright, let's use this video as an example. So we'll start out with the basics, how we can use keyframe to move an image or a text. So I'll start out with an image. So first, let me just position it like this. Okay. So how do we use keyframe to move an image? So first, you have to decide when you want to start moving the image. Now let's say I want to start moving it at around this point. So just move the line to where you want to start moving it. And if you look over on the right side, there is position and size. And on the right side, there is this little diamond that says add keyframe. So I'm going to click on it. And here you can see for the image, we now have a keyframe. A keyframe will appear as a diamond like this. So you got to add your first keyframe and then just go in front of the video like this, anywhere you want. And then you move the image to where you want it to be. So let's say I want to move the image from here to here, then I'll just move it like this. And when I let go of my mouse, you're going to see that another keyframe will be automatically added. So now if I play the video, and I'll show you what happens between the first keyframe and the second keyframe. So it's going to move from here to here. Now you can see it moves very slowly, right? If you want it to move quickly, then just bring the keyframes closer to each other. So if I bring it closer like this, and now I play the video, you can see it moves much faster. And if you bring it even closer, it'll be even faster like that. So you can control how fast you want the animation to be. The closer it is, the faster, and the further they are, the longer it will take. So let's just move it something like this. So here you can see we always add 2 keyframes most of the time. The first keyframe is before and the second keyframe is after. So before at the start is going to look like this, and then at the end it's going to look like that. Okay, so this is how you move an image from here to here. And now let's say we want to rotate the image. Here's how to do it. We add a keyframe like this, click on add keyframe, and then just go in front, and then we can rotate. And you'll notice that when I rotate, another keyframe will be added over here. So I'm just going to rotate like this. And then once I let go, you can see we have another keyframe. So if I play the video at this point, you can see that the arrow will rotate. You can also make things bigger or smaller. So I'll show you again. Let me add a keyframe. I go in front a little bit, and now I'm going to make it smaller. I can do something like this to make it smaller. And now if I play the video, you can see the arrow gets smaller. And of course, we can also make the arrow or anything become bigger. So just like before, we add a keyframe, click. So we have our first keyframe here, go in front a little bit, and then we adjust it. So now I want to make it bigger. Then I can also adjust it with the scale. Of course, I can use the arrows like this, but I'm going to use the scale over here. So now if I go back again, we can see that it's going to become bigger. So here you can see we have all these keyframes over here, which will control the thing that you want to adjust. So in this case, it's this image, this graphic of an arrow. So here I'll play it, and you can see that all these keyframes are before and after. Okay, so this is before and after, and then before and after. So I'll just play it so you can see exactly how it looks like. Okay, so you can move, you can rotate like this, you can make it smaller, you can also make it bigger, and you can also do all of those things at the same time. So I'm just going to combine everything to show you, but this time around, let me just do it with a text. Okay, so I'll add a text like this, and let's just write something like subscribe, which you should. Okay, so we can add our keyframe over here by looking for position and size. You see position and size on the right side, you can add a keyframe. So add a keyframe over here at the start, and then I'll move forward a bit, and then I'll just adjust it to where I want it to look like after. So I want to move it over here, I want to rotate it, and maybe I'll make it smaller like this. So it's going to end up over here. Now if I play the video, you're going to see that it's going to slowly move there, and it's going to rotate and become smaller at the same time. Okay, so just like this, let me play it. You can see this is how you can control the animation. So always remember, when you want to animate any image, any graphic, any picture, any photo, or any text, you always have to add 2 keyframes. Now moving on, let me show you how to use keyframes to zoom in. So first, we have to decide when you want to start zooming in. It could be at the start of the video, or it could be any point. So let's just say we want to zoom in at the start of the video. Then make sure you click on the video, and then on the right side of position and size, click on add keyframe, and then just go forward a bit. And then now we want to zoom in. Just zoom into exactly where you want it to be. So to zoom in, you can just adjust the scale. So if I just drag it to the right, we can zoom in like this. And you can, of course, move it to anywhere you want. So in this case, let's just zoom into here like this. So remember, we have 2 keyframes, right? The before and after. So it's going to start off like this, and it's going to end up looking like that. And you can control exactly how you want it to look like in the end. So now play the video, and as you can see, it's going to zoom in like that. So if you want to zoom in slowly, make sure the keyframes are far apart. The further they are, the slower the zoom, right? Now, if you want it to zoom in fast, then just bring them close to each other like this. And if I play the video, you can see now it zooms in a lot faster. You can make it a lot faster if you bring them very close. If I play it, you can see it zooms in very fast. And if I do something like this, you can see that it will zoom in very, very slowly all the way to this point. Now, after you zoom in, you can also move the camera around. So to move the camera around, you can do the same thing. Remember, most of the time, you're going to add 2 keyframes. So I'll add a keyframe again. I'll go in front a bit. And this time around, I can move the camera. Just move it to anywhere you want. Let's say I want to move it to this building like that. Okay. And then now if I play the video, you can see that it's going to move to exactly where I moved it to. You can also move and zoom in at the same time. If I add another keyframe, go in front, I can move to here like this. I can also zoom in like that. And if I play the video, you can see that it's going to move to exactly where I set the second keyframe to be. So as you can see, most situations, you just add 2 keyframes, and the first keyframe is the before, and the second keyframe is the after. Now to zoom out, it's also very easy. First, you just decide when you want to start zooming out. Let's say around this point, you just add a keyframe, and then you go in front a bit, and then you got to adjust the video back to its original position because you want to zoom out. So for scale, you want to bring it back to 100%. You can just type it in like this, 100, press enter. And then for the position, you got to change these two back to 0. So if I change this to 0 like this, change this to 0, hit enter, it's going to bring the video back to its original position because we want to zoom out. So remember, this is the first keyframe, which is before, and then the second keyframe is the after. Just adjust the second keyframe to how you want it to look like at the end. So now if I play the video, you're going to see that it zooms out from here to here. And again, if you want to zoom out slowly, then just bring those 2 keyframes further apart. And you can see it will zoom out very, very slowly. And if you want to zoom out fast, then bring these 2 keyframes closer together. The closer it is, the faster it's going to zoom out. As you can see, for opacity, you can also add a keyframe. So there's a lot of things in CapCut that you can add a keyframe and you can create any kind of effect that you can imagine. So for opacity, if I add a keyframe like this, I can then move in front like that, and then I adjust the opacity down to 0%. As you can see, if I bring it down to 0%, it's basically going to make it black, right? And then if I play the video, as you can see, the first keyframe, the opacity is 100%. And then the second keyframe is 0%. That means between these 2 keyframes, the opacity will slowly decrease to 0%, and it's going to create this effect where it fades to black just like this. And of course, you can do the opposite to fade into any video. So I'll show you one example. I'll add a keyframe like this. So the first keyframe has 0% opacity. I go in front a bit. And then this time around, I'm going to bring the opacity to 100% like this. And I let go. You can see we have another keyframe. So if I play the video here, you can see it's going to fade in. So if you look around CapCut, there are actually a lot of things that you can add keyframes to. Just look on the right side. If there's a diamond, then you can add a keyframe. You can also add keyframes to video effects. So let me just show you an example. If I click on effects, there are a lot of effects on CapCut, but let me just show you one as an example. If I go to lens, and if I use the blur effect, if I click and hold, I can bring it down to the video like this. And as you can see, this part, the video will blur, right? So from here, if I play, it's going to become blur like this. So you can see that it becomes blur very suddenly, right? It just goes from normal and then suddenly the entire video is blur. But if you look over here on the right side, for video effects, you can also add a keyframe. So as long as there's a diamond, you can add a keyframe. So we can create an effect where the blur comes on smoothly. I can go to the start of this video effect. I press the up arrow key to here. I can add a keyframe, and let's start with 0. Okay. And then I go in front like this. And then I bring the blur up to however high I want it to be. Maybe like this. So this way, with a keyframe, then the blur effect will come on smoothly, right? It's going to start from 0, and then slowly it increases all the way up to the second keyframe, which is 30, which is how we want it to look like in the end, right? So if I play the video now, you can see that it will slowly become blur, right? Compared to if we don't have any keyframes, then it's just going to become blur like that, which doesn't look very nice. So you can also add keyframe to video effects. Now moving on, let me show you how you can use keyframe to track a subject. So here you can see in this video, she is dancing and she's moving around. So if we were to zoom in, so I'm just going to zoom in first. I'll click on a keyframe over here. I go in front a little bit, and then I increase the scale to zoom in, maybe like this. Okay. So if I play the video, so you can see it zooms into her, she's in the middle, and then you'll notice that she's going to start to dance and she's going to move out of frame. She's going to move out of the video. So we want the camera to track her, right? So how do we fix this? We can do it using keyframe. Now remember, most of the time when it comes to keyframe, you always add 2 keyframes to move it from point A to point B, before and after. But when it comes to tracking, we only use 1 keyframe at a time, and let me just show you how it's done. So I go to the start, can see it zooms in. And at this point, you can see, let's just assume I want to keep her in the middle of the video. So here you can see she's in the middle, right? As I continue, right now she's not in the middle. So I can actually move the video like this. And as I move it, you'll see that another keyframe will be added. Then just play the video again, like this. So she's still in the middle. Eventually, she starts to move to the left, right? At this point, you see she's moving to the left. I can pause the video. I just move the video like this. And then once I let go, you're going to see that another keyframe will automatically appear. Boom. So when it comes to tracking, you don't have to keep adding 2 keyframes. You just add 1 keyframe at a time to track the person. Here she's out of frame. We got to move her back to the middle like that. Then I play the video again. And here she's out of frame. So I pause it. And then again, I just bring her back to the middle. And I let go. Another keyframe is automatically added. Play it again. She's again out of frame. I pause it. And then I just move it back. And now if I play the video, you can see that she is in the middle at all time because we are using all these keyframes to track her. Alright, moving on, let me show you how you can use keyframe to track a vertical video. So this video is a widescreen video. This is for YouTube, right? But what if you want to create a vertical video like for TikTok or YouTube Shorts? So first, we want to change the aspect ratio. You can click on this and then you change it to 9:16 and now it looks like that. So first, we want to adjust the video. So let me just make sure we go to the start of the video and then I'll just adjust it like this. I'll just drag it out so that it fits the video. And let's move her to be in the middle like this. So first, if I play the video, you can see that we have a problem, right? She's like moving out of frame like this. And then over here, she actually moves out of the video. So we need to use keyframe to track her, right? So to do that, we have to first add a keyframe, right? So you go to the start of the video, add a keyframe, I position and size, I'll add 1 keyframe. And then from here on, remember when it comes to tracking, you only need 1 keyframe at a time. So it's very easy. We just play the video and whenever she's out of frame, we just pause it. So now you can see she's not in the middle anymore. I pause the video and I'm just going to move her back to the middle and you're going to notice that a keyframe will be automatically added. So I'm just going to move her like this. I let go of my mouse. Boom. A keyframe is there. Now I'll just continue. I'll play it. So here she's a little bit off center. So I'll just move her again like this. So now if I play the video, you can see that it's already tracking her. She's in the middle all the way to here. And then of course, here she's a little bit off center again. That's why I pause it. And then I just move her to the middle. I'll play the video again. Here she's not in the middle. I pause it. I adjust it. I play it. Pause. Adjust. Play it. Pause. Adjust. You can see all the keyframes are appearing, right? So I play, pause, adjust, play, pause, adjust. Like this. You can see all these keyframes are coming out. Play, pause, adjust. Like this. And now when I play the video, you can see that because of all these keyframes that we added, it's tracking her and it's always keeping her to be in the middle. If you want to learn how to remove the background in CapCut, just like this, now maybe you want to change to a different background, add a different background like these, or you just want to put your face over a gaming video or a tutorial video, then this video will show you how to remove background in CapCut step by step. Alright, so let's use this video as an example. So the first thing you need to do is make sure you click and select the video with the background that you want to remove. Look on the right side. Under video, there is basic and then there is cut out. So click on cut out and then click on auto cut out. Then it will start to process. Just wait for it to process, and when it's done, you can see that if we play the video, the background is removed. And now if you want to change or add a different background, just find a video with the background that you want, then click and hold, then bring it down to your video, just like this. Now, by the way, if you're wondering where to find these kind of backgrounds for your videos like this or this, keep watching because in just a minute, I'll share with you exactly where to get these kind of background videos for free. So now coming back to this video, here you can see the background video is actually covering the person. So to fix this, just bring the video of the person, just click and hold, then you can bring it up. Just like this. And if I play the video, you can see that we have changed to a different background. Now, if you're making a gaming video or a tutorial video, or you just want to show something on the screen and you don't want your face to be in the middle and you just want it to be at the side, maybe in a corner. So here's how you can adjust the video. Just click on it, right? And then you look over here on the right side under basic, you find position and size. You can actually adjust the scale like this to make it smaller, as small as you want. And then you can move it to the corner just like this. And then if you're making a gaming video, for example, so let me just delete this one and I'll bring this down like this. And if I play the video, this is what it looks like. So you can play around with it, you can resize it, make it smaller, you can move it around, and you can not only change the background, you can also put other types of videos in the background. Alright, now if you're wondering where to get background videos just like this and this, just go to Google and search something like live wallpaper computer, and you will find websites that will let you download background videos. So here's one. If I scroll down, there's a few more. So I'm just gonna open one as an example for you. So if you go to any of these websites, then you can usually find different categories. So I'll just click on lifestyle, for example, and then if you scroll through, you'll see that there are a lot of different backgrounds that you can download. So I'll just click on one and you can see this is actually a video. If I click on this, then the video will play and you look at the clouds, it's actually moving. So if you like this background video, then usually there will be a download button on those websites. So just scroll around, look for it. So in this website, you can see it's quite obvious. Download wallpaper. If you click it, it's going to download this video to your computer and you can add them to CapCut. If you want to learn how to do motion tracking on CapCut, then this video will show you how step by step. Alright, let's use this video as an example, and I'm going to track this person running and jumping in this video. So we can do motion tracking with an image like this, an image or a picture, or we can also do motion tracking with text. So let's start off with text. I'm going to add a text to this video, and let me just extend it throughout this entire video like this. Okay, so we'll do the text first. And then I'll show you that you can also do it with a picture, an image, or a photo. So for text, I'm just going to write something like this. Then let me choose a preset. So for motion tracking, you can put the text anywhere you want. If you want it to be over here at the side, then put it at the side. If you want it to be below him, put it like this, or here, or here. You can put it anywhere you want, right? So in this example, I'm just going to make the text like this, so it's on top of him at all times. So to do motion tracking, just click on tracking over here. Click on this icon, which is motion tracking. Then you're going to see this yellow box, right? So you're going to move this yellow box to the thing that you want to track. So it could be anything, okay? It could be a person that's running around. It could be a building. It could be an object on your table. It could be anything. So I'm going to track this person like this. And you can also customize the thing you want to track. You can make it like this. You can adjust the box to make it bigger, as big as you want, like this, or as small as you want. So I'm just tracking this person like this. So I'm going to make it smaller. And also there's this little paper that if you do it, then it turns into a circle like this. And you can also rotate like that. Okay, you can rotate. So depending on the thing that you want to track, you may want to rotate it sometimes. But in this example, it's quite simple. We just track this guy. So let me just put the yellow box onto this person. Okay, moving on, you can see on the right side, there is scale and then there is distance. Now for scale and distance, it's up to you. You can test and experiment yourself to see which one you prefer, see which one would look better for your video. For me, I'm just going to turn off both of them in this example. Then remember to click on start. And then just wait for it to start to track. And as you can see, right now, CapCut is tracking the person, right? It's moving the text along with the person, just like this. So whatever you want to track, just put them inside the yellow box and CapCut will track them throughout the video. Alright, so it's done. So now let me just play the video and show you what it looks like. So as you can see, the text is tracking the person, right? Just like this. Now moving on, if you want to do motion tracking with an image or a picture or a photo, first you just adjust it to how you want it to look like. So I'm just going to move it like this to point at him, okay? So just adjust it to how you want it to look like. And once you're happy with it, you can start to do the motion tracking. On the right side, click on tracking, click on motion tracking. And remember, you have to adjust this yellow box, okay? Move it to the thing that you want to track. So I'm tracking this person like this. Now for scale and distance, it's up to you. For me, I'm just going to turn off both of them. Then remember to click on start. Then just wait for CapCut to track the person. Alright, so it's done. Let me just play the video. So look, as promised, this is how to do motion tracking on CapCut.
If you want to learn
how to add text to speech
on CapCut,
then this video
will show you how, step by step.
Okay, to add text to speech to your videos, the first thing is click on text over here. Then you'll see default text. So just click and hold, then you can bring it down to your video. Okay, by the way, you can position it anywhere you want in the video. So I'm just going to bring this to the start of the video. So let's go ahead and change the text. So I want to say something like, if you want to learn. So to add text to speech to your video, just click on text to speech. And here you see a bunch of different voices that you can choose. So I'm just going to click on a few to let you hear, okay?
If you want to learn.
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 So there are a lot of different voices for you to choose from. So just click on them one by one, see which one you like the most. And let's just say, for example, we want to go with this one.
If you want to learn.
Then next, you need to click on start reading. So you got to make sure you click on this. And then it's going to start applying text to speech. And now if I play the video, then we will now have text to speech. Let me just play the video.
If you want to learn.
So you notice that the text is not synchronized with the voice, right? So it's a lot longer. So what you can do is you can sync them together. So let me just zoom in a bit. Here you can see the text appears longer than the voice, right? So we can do this, click and hold, then just shorten the text just like this. So right now, if we play the video again, you can see that the text will appear with the voice.
If you want to learn.
Alright, so let's continue. I'll just add one more as an example. So go back up here, just click and hold, and then you bring it down to your video, and then you just write whatever you want to say. So for example, how to add text to speech, like this. You can adjust the font size, click on text to speech, then just choose the voice that you want.
How to add text to speech.
And always remember you have to click on start reading. It's going to apply text to speech to your video. Then make sure you check whether the text is synchronized with the voice. So this is what the video looks like now.
If you want to learn how to add text to speech.
Now, by the way, if you don't want the text in your video, you can delete them. You can just right click, then click on delete, right click, click on delete. And then your video will just have the text to speech, but without any text on the video, just like this.
If you want to learn how to add text to speech.
Alright, so we've got some videos over here and we've got some music. So how do we add music to your videos? Well, first let's just bring them into CapCut. So to import them, we can just select them and then just drag them in like this. So let's just use the first video as an example. We bring it down to the timeline. So as you can see, we got a video of grass. So how do we add a song or music to it? So let's use the first song as an example. By the way, if you click on any of the song, CapCut will play it as a preview. So let me just click it and show you. Right, every time I click on a song, CapCut will play it for you as a preview. Alright, so let's say I want to add the first song to this grass video. I just click and hold, then I bring it down. Now sometimes if you bring it down, it doesn't match the video, right? As you can see, it's off. If I want the song to match the video, then I'll need to make sure I bring it to the front, right? So that it matches the video. So let me just play it and you should hear that we now have music for this grass video. Now here you can see that the song is a lot longer than the video clip. So if I play it at the end, so as you can see, because the song is a lot longer than the video, then the video actually goes into a black screen and then the song continues to play. So you don't really want that. So in this case, you will want to cut or trim the music, right? You want to cut down the song. So how do we do that? You just click on the audio, it'll be highlighted, right? And then you move your mouse to the end, you can click and hold, and then you can just drag it to the left, and then just make sure you match the video clip. And this is how you cut the song. So if I play the end of the video, you can see that the video will end when the song stops. Okay, so it won't go into a black screen and then you have the song playing all the way until the end. So what if you want to add more video clips and add more songs? So I'll use the next video clip as an example. Let's bring it down to the timeline. Now, if you want to use the same song, then you can just adjust it just like how I showed you earlier, right? If you click on the audio, you can go to the end of the song, you can click and you can just drag it out and then you match the videos, right? So as you continue adding more clips, you can just adjust your song accordingly. So if I play this example, you should see that you'll have the music playing in the background as the video changes. Now, what if you want to change the song? What you can do is you obviously want to shorten it first, like this, and then we go to the next song that we want to add. Then we just drag it down to the timeline, like this. And then again, you see we have the same problem. The song is a lot longer than the video clip, right? So just like before, we want to trim the song. Okay, so you can just go to the end, then click and hold, and then just drag it all the way to match your video. So by doing this, you will now see that we have added music to our video clips. So once again, let me just show you a quick preview of what it will look like. Now, if the music or the song is too loud or too soft and you want to adjust the volume, you can just click on the audio and then you can see that on the right side, you can adjust the volume. You can drag it to the right to increase the volume and make it louder. So the higher the number, the higher it is, the louder the song or music will be. Or if you find that the song or music is too loud and you want to make it softer, then you can decrease the volume. Just click and hold and then you drag to the left to lower the volume and to make the song or music softer. The more you drag to the left, the softer it will be. And also, if you want to fade in or fade out your music, you can adjust the settings over here. So as promised, this is how to add music on CapCut. If you want to learn how to add captions to a video in CapCut, just like this, then this video will show you how step by step. Alright, let's use this video as an example. So to add captions to your video, just click on text and then click on auto captions. So here you can see for auto captions, they will recognize speech in the video and generate auto captions. So you can choose the language. So it depends on what language your video is. So there are many other languages, as you can see, that you can choose to create captions for. So depending on what is the language of your video, you can actually choose any other language. So it's not just English. So for now, I'm just going to click on English and we can click on create. So CapCut is going to listen to the video and whatever is being said is going to be turned into captions. So now let me just play the video and show you what we have.
What do you do?
I'm an architect.
Okay, so the first thing you can do is you can customize the text. You can change how you want the text to look like. So I'm going to click on the text just like this. And if you look on the right side, you can actually see that it applies to all. That means if I change anything here, it's going to change everything in the video. So I'll show you a quick example. If I change the color to yellow like this, even though I'm only editing the first text, but it will also change every other text in the video. That's because it applies to all. So let me just change this back to white. So you can do a couple of things. You can choose a different font. So CapCut have a lot of fonts. You can scroll around and see what you like. So I'm going to change the font. You can make the font bigger or smaller. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger around here. And you can also choose a preset. So for example, if you want your subtitles to look like this, or look like this, or just an outline like this, that's how you can change it. And you'll notice that once you change anything, it's going to change all the other text in the video. So now let me play the video again and show you what we have.
What do you do?
I'm an architect.
Okay, so as you can see, CapCut isn't perfect. Sometimes you need to do a little bit of changes. So here you can see it's actually two different lines, but it's put into one sentence. So to fix this, just click on the text and then you click on captions And then here you can actually break up the captions. So in this case, I want to split this into two different texts, right? So the first line will be, what do you do? So I'm going to click on this and then I'm going to backspace and I'll hit enter so that we have two different texts, as you can see. So it's no longer one sentence. So let me play the video again and show you what we have.
What do you do?
I'm an architect.
So as you can see, we split it into two, just like what you saw. So I'm going to continue.
Have you designed any buildings in New York?
So what you also notice is that they don't have any punctuation and they didn't capitalize any of the subtitles or the captions. So to fix this is quite easy. Again, click on any other text and from here you can actually start to edit the captions. So now I'm just going to capitalize the first captions. I'm going to add in punctuation. This is a question. I'll put a question mark. And for this one, I'll capitalize it. Type in a question mark. And then I'll just continue editing the rest of the captions just like this. So now let me play the video.
What do you do?
I'm an architect.
Have you designed any buildings?
So here you can see for this caption, actually it's kind of long. So it's a bit difficult for your eyes to read quickly. It's hard to scan because it's long. You can actually break the captions into two lines. So I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. If I click on the text, and then this time around, if I click into text over here, you can break it into two lines like this. So let's say I'll click over here, I hit backspace, and hit enter. And here you can see that the captions is no longer one long sentence. It's now broken up into two lines. So that this way, it's a lot easier for your eyes to quickly scan and read the captions. So if you notice when you're watching Netflix, a lot of the captions, they break it into two lines, or is made in a way that it is very narrow so that it's very easy for your eyes to quickly scan the captions or subtitles, and it makes it easier for you to read faster. So moving on to the next caption.
Have you seen the new addition?
It's kind of the same issue. If you want to fix it, you can. Just like this, hit enter to create a second line. So as promised, this is how to add captions to your video. Alright, let's use this video as an example. So to add subtitles to your video, click on text. Click on local captions. So here you can import your subtitles. So I'm going to click on import and then you want to look for your subtitle file. Double click. So I'm going to add this to our video. I'll just click on the plus sign and then just like that, the subtitles will be added to our video. Now, if you don't have the subtitles file on your computer, here's what you can do. Click on auto captions. You can automatically generate subtitles for your video. So I'll just click on create. So CapCut is just going to listen to your video and is going to type out whatever is being said. So it will create the subtitles for you automatically. You can change the fonts over here. If I click on system, you can choose any font you like. You can make your subtitles bigger by increasing the font size like this. You can make it bigger or smaller, or you can just drag this to adjust the font size. You can also move your subtitles around. You can move it higher, in the middle, or put it anywhere you want in your video. So I'm just going to put it maybe around here. You can also customize your text by changing the color like this, or it's a lot easier if you just pick a preset. So if you pick something like this, then you have an outline. You can make your subtitles look like this, or like this, or like this, and many, many more. So you can customize the subtitles to exactly how you want it to look like by playing around with these settings. Okay, so let me play the video and show you what we have.
You did that?
Yep. It didn't take very long either.
How to blur a face in CapCut. So if you look over here on the top, there's effects. So click on effects. Now you're going to see all these different video effects on the left. Now what you want to do is close it. Click on this little arrow to close this, and then you can see body effects. So if you click on body effects, you can see that over here, you'll see face mosaic. Okay, if you click and hold, you can bring it down to the video that you want to blur like this. If I let go, you can see this video now has the face mosaic effect. So if I play the video, you can now see that the person's face is blurred. How do you blur the entire video? So let's use the same video as an example. You want to click on effects, and then under video effects, you want to look for lens. So click on lens, and then you want to scroll down and look for the blur video effect. So it's over here, blur. Click and hold, and then you bring down this video effect to your video. and then I let go, you can see now we have the effects blur. And if I play the video, you can now see that the entire video is blur. And you can also adjust how much blur you want. Over here on the right side, if you increase it like this all the way up to 100, then the entire video will be very blurry. And of course, you can also lower it so that it's less blurry. So this is how to blur the entire video. Now, what if you only want to blur a part of your video? What if you only want to blur something in your video? First, you need to blur the entire video like what we did. And then you go and add the original video again, but then you put it on top. Just like this. So right now we have two video clips, right? The one on top is the original video. The one below is the video that it's blurred, right? So we have these two videos on top of each other. Now, if you only want to blur something, click on the video on top. And then if you look over on the right side under video, click on mask. And then over here, you can actually choose whether you want to go with circle or rectangle. So here you can see if I go with rectangle, you can now see that we can actually control exactly where we want to blur the video. So if I do something like this, that means the entire video will be blurred except this rectangle. If I choose circle, that means the entire video will be blurred except the circle that I move to, right? Now, of course, if I only want to blur the person's shirt, for example, then what I can do is I can invert, I can reverse this video effect. If you look over here on the right side, there's this little box that says reverse. If I click it, then it's going to reverse the blur effect. So in this case, if let's say I want to blur this person's shirt, then I could go with rectangle and then I reverse it and then I just adjust it until his t-shirt is blurred like this. If I want to blur the camera, then I can just move it like this and I can blur the camera. Just play around with either the circle shape like this. You can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, you can move it around exactly where you want to blur, or you can do the same with the rectangular shape. Of course, there are other shapes like heart or star, but they are kind of useless. Okay, so most of the time you either use rectangle or circle to blur. And also, if you want to adjust how much blurriness you want, you can click on special effects. If I click on special effects, you can see this thing comes out, effects blur. And then if you look over on the right side, we can increase the blur like this. If I increase to 100, you can see the rectangle is very blurry. And of course, we can reduce it, we can lower it until it's not so blurry. So it's up to you to adjust how blurry you want the area to be. How do we blur the background of a video? So if we only want to blur the background, here's how to do it. Click on the video on top and then you look on the right side under video, you want to click on cut out and then you turn on auto cut out like this. Then you just wait for it to process. It's going to cut out the person in the video. So wait for it to finish processing. And now let me show you what the video looks like. You can see that we now have a video with a blur background. Now, how does this work? Well, actually, it's because the video on top, this is what it really looks like because we have done the auto cut out. So it has already cut out the person from the video. So this is what it really looks like. This is actually playing on top of the video below where the entire video is blurred. So when we put both videos at the same time, when both plays together, it creates this look where the background is blurred. Now in this example, you can see there's a little bit of glitching over here. If I just bring this video clip to the side, you can see it, right? It didn't cut out the person perfectly. There's still a little bit of area that they didn't remove. So to fix this, click on the video, select it, and then under video, go to mask. When you click on mask, then just click on rectangle and then just make sure you adjust it so that you only keep the person that you want like this, right? In this example, I only need to keep this person over here. So when I use mask feature, it's going to cut the video again. So if I do that, that means the entire video will be cut out. So it's only going to retain this rectangle. So if I play it, you can now see that there's no more glitching at the side because we have already used the mask feature to only keep this area. Right? If I move it over here, you can see that this is where the glitching is actually at. So if I move it like that, if I play the video, you can see that there won't be any more glitching because we have fixed it. Okay, and then we bring this back on top and you can see we play it together. This is how you blur a background in CapCut. If you want to learn how to use green screen on CapCut, then this video will show you how step by step. Alright, let's use this video as an example. So to remove the green screen so that we can change or add a different background, here's how to do it. First, you click on the video with the green screen, and then you go to the right side, you click on cut out. Then you will see chroma key, click on this. You're going to see color picker. There's this little pen, click on it, and then you go to your video and then you choose the color that you want to remove. So we want to remove the green screen, so I'm just going to click on the green color like this. So now we want to increase the strength to remove the green screen. So if I just increase it like this, you'll see that the green screen will be slowly removed. So now we want to add or change the background. So let's use this background as an example. So I'm going to add this background to this video like this. And let's just extend it throughout the video. So now here you can see the background is actually covering the person. So to fix this, you can just bring the video on top like this. Just click and hold, bring it up. And here you can see she's on top of the background. So now we can pull this down like this. So now if I play the video, you can see that we have removed the green screen and we have added or changed to a different background. Now sometimes you may need to do a little bit of adjustment to make it look cleaner. So if you click on the video again, you can just play around with the strength. So you can start off with 0 and then you just slowly increase it until it looks good. So sometimes if you just increase the strength by too much, it can look very weird. So just slowly increase it and play around with it. And if you want to, you can also add a shadow effect. And now if you want to add any kind of green screen overlay like this, maybe you want to get people to subscribe or any kind of green screen effect you want to add to your videos, here's how to do it. Just click and hold and then you bring it down to your video. So now let me just play and you can see we have this subscribe button that pops out. Now again, we need to remove the green screen. So we need to click on the video, go to cut out, click on chroma key, pick the color that you want to remove. So let's just go here, click on the pen, choose the color that you want to remove, and we'll just slowly increase the strength until we don't see the green color. And now when I play the video, you can see that we have added the green screen overlay to our video. If you want to learn how to make split screen videos on CapCut just like this, then keep watching because this video will show you how step by step. Alright, let's use these two videos as an example. So first, you want to make sure that you stack both of the videos like this so that both videos are playing at the same time. So put them on top of each other and then you can move the video on top. I'm clicking on it and then I just move it to the left, maybe around here. And then I can move the other video slightly to the right. And then to do the split screen, just click on the video on top. And then on the right side, you want to click on mask and then click on split because we want to do a split screen. Now we get something like this. This is the line where we will split the video. So we want to adjust it like this. So just click and hold and you can rotate like that. And you can also rotate the other direction. If you rotate the other direction, then you get something like this. So in this case, we don't want to do that. We want to split like this. Okay, so I'm going to move this line. If I click and hold on the line, I can move it to the center like this. And then if I play the video, you can see that we now have a split screen. Now, if you need to adjust the video, just click on any of the video, then go back to basic, and then now we can adjust the video. So let's say maybe her face is slightly towards right, and we need to adjust it, then just move it like that. And you can also adjust the other video on the right below like this, and I can move it like this or like this. Once you're done adjusting, you must always remember to click the video on top, go back to mask, and just check that this line is in the middle. And if you want to rotate the line, you can click and hold on this thing and you can do something like this. And if I play the video, it's going to split the screen like this. Maybe you think that this looks cool, or you can do something like this. First, you need to click on ratio and then you change it to 9:16. If I click it, you can see that we now have a vertical format. First, let me just stack these two videos like this. And then now we can adjust the video so that it fits into this vertical screen. Okay, so the way you can do it is First, let me just put them on top of each other like this. And then I can select both of these videos. So I'm going to do this like this. I select both, just click and hold. I select both. Then let me just move it to be in the middle. And I'll just pull the corners like this. I'll pull it until they fit the screen, okay? And now if I play the video, you can see that we have a split screen. We have both videos playing at the same time. If you want to learn how to do slow motion on CapCut, then this video will show you how step by step. So let's use this video as an example. So to do slow motion on CapCut, there are two ways to do it. So I'll show you the first way, which is the easy way. So make sure you click on the video. If you look to the right side, there's video, there's audio, and then there's speed. So click on speed, and then you can see that over here, you can adjust the speed. If you drag it to the right, you make the video go faster. So this is how you speed up the video. But if we want to do slow motion, then we want to drag it to the left. So here you can see by default, it is 1 times speed, right? If you want to slow it down, we bring it to the left. So if we continue playing the video, you will see that he is now running in slow motion. And of course, you can slow it down as much as you want. You can even bring it down to like 0.1. And then if I play the video, you'll see that it's in very, very slow motion. Another way you can adjust the speed of the video is you can change the duration. So let me just bring it back to the original speed. So originally, this video clip, you can see it is 7.5 seconds, right? So it's going to be 7.5 seconds for this guy to run, jump, and continue running. So if we want to slow down the video, we can also increase the duration. So we can just click on this to increase the duration, or I can just change it. So let's say I want to drag the video to 20 seconds long. I can just type 20, and now you can see that the video clip will be dragged out to 20 seconds long. But what if you only want to slow down one part of the video? You see, with this method, the entire clip, the whole video will be slowed down. So in this video example, you can see he's running slowly all the way, and then he finally jumps, right? So what if you only want to slow down the part where he jumps? Then you will need to use this feature called speed ramping. Okay, so here's how to do it on CapCut. First, let's bring this back to the normal speed and bring back to 1 times. Now, if you look under speed, there is normal, which is what we were using. This is the easy way to adjust the speed of a video. But if you want to have more control, you're going to click on curve. Okay, under curve, you can click on customize. And then if you just scroll down, if you go down, then you will see a graph. This is actually how you can edit the speed ramp for the video clip. This is how you can have more control over the speed of the video. So let's say, for example, in this video clip, if I only want to slow down when he's jumping, then all I have to do is I just drag this timeline, right? I just move it until the part that I want to slow down, which is at this moment. This is where he jumps, right? So I just move back until he starts to jump. So I want to add a point. Okay, I'll click on a plus over here. I'll add a point in the graph, plus like this. And then I'll just move forward a little bit. I can add one more point in the graph, like this. And the whole reason I'm adding these points is so that I can create a curve to curve down like this. So when you have this speed ramp curve, if you curve down, you will slow down the video. So meaning from here, the video will slow down, and I want to control it such that the moment he touches the ground, the speed goes back to normal. So remember, when the curve goes down, the video will slow down. So I will just play the video first so you can see the difference. So I'll play it and see it's just running normally, and then when he jumps, the video slows down for a little bit. So you want to edit it properly so that the entire time he is jumping, the video is slowed down. So we can move over to the point where he lands on the ground. Okay, this is the moment where we want to bring the video back to normal speed. So over here, we can just drag the curve and we can drag it out to maybe this point where he lands. Okay, so we can adjust the curve again like this. Can bring it down. So here you can see the moment he jumps, this is when the curve goes down. And when he lands, That's when the curve goes back to normal. So when it's going in a flat line like this, when it's going flat, that means the video will play at a normal speed. And when it curves down, you can see it's in slow motion, then it goes back to normal speed. So by using this method, you can specify exactly when you want to do slow motion for your videos. If you want to learn how to speed up a video on CapCut, then this video will show you how step by step. Alright, so let's use this video as an example. Now you can see this video is 16 seconds long. So if we want to speed it up, make sure you click on the video, make sure you select the video, and then if you look over on the right side, there is this thing that says speed. So if you click on speed, this is where you can change the speed of the video. So let's say if we change it to 2 times, which is twice the speed, you'll see that the video is now only 8 seconds long and it's now double the speed. So you can continue changing the speed as much as you want. You can even go all the way up to 100 times. Okay, and you can change the speed to any number you want. For example, let's say I want to increase it to 2.5 times the speed. You can just type it in over here on the right side. Or you can adjust by clicking on these arrows to either lower or increase the number that you want. So this is one way you can speed up the video. Now another way is by changing the duration. So as you can see, the video is 16 seconds long. So let's say I want to speed up the video and I want this video clip to play in 5 seconds. So I can just type 5 like this, and then you'll see that now the video is sped up to exactly 5 seconds long. Now listen, what if you want to speed up a specific part of the video? Now what you notice is if we change this to, let's say, 5 times the speed, then you'll notice that the entire video clip will be sped up, right? It will be increased at the same speed. But if you want to have more control, then you will need to use the speed ramp feature. So make sure you change this back to 1 time speed. And right now, if you look under speed, there is normal and then there is curve. So if you click on curve, this is how you can actually adjust the speed manually. So if you look under customize, this is how you can control the speed of the video. So by default, it's like this. So it's just one flat line. If you want to make a specific part of the video go faster, then you just bring the curve up. So let's say, for example, if I just click and drag, you can see the video is like this, right? So let's just say at this point, I want to speed up the video. All I have to do is I bring the curve up. So if I just click and hold, I can bring the curve up like this. If I bring the curve up, then you'll notice that if I play the video, then exactly at this moment, it's going to speed up and then it's going to go back to normal speed. Okay, so I'll just play it for you. As you can see, it speeds up, then it goes back to the normal speed. Okay, so as long as you bring the curve up, it's going to speed up exactly where you want it to be. So if you want to make the part where he speed up to be a lot shorter, then you can adjust the curve. You want to bring it to be closer like this. Okay, as you can see, if I bring it like this, now if you cannot adjust, you need to add a point where you can adjust, add a point in this graph. Okay, if you click on this plus, then you get another point, and then now you can adjust it. Okay, so if I make the curve more narrow like this, then you'll see that the video will only speed up at this moment. So if I play it, you can see that it's at a normal speed and then boom, it speeds up and it goes back to normal. So this is how you can control how you want to speed up your video. Okay, the higher the curve, the faster you speed up. So if I make the curve a little bit lower, so if it only curves up a little bit, then it's going to speed up a little bit. So as you can see, normal speed and then boom, very fast, it goes back to normal. If you want to speed up a lot, then bring the curve higher like this. Okay, and then at any moment, let's say over here, I want to speed up this part, then I want to bring the curve up again. So I add another point like this, and then if I want to bring a curve up, I'll have to add one more point, and then I can do something like this. And then if you watch this part of the video, you'll notice that once his feet touches the ground, the video is going to speed up again. Okay, so just like this, speed up and back to normal. And then again, just one last time, you can control exactly how long you want the speed up to be, okay? So as long as the curve goes up, that means it's going to increase the speed. As it goes down, means it's going to slow down. And then when it's a flat line, when it's at one time, that means it's at a normal speed. So this is how you control exactly how you speed up the video and exactly when you want. If you want to learn how to freeze frame in CapCut, then this video will show you how step by step. Now let's use this video as an example. So I'm going to show you how to freeze frame in just a second, but before that, let me just play the video and show you what it looks like. Now, just a warning, this is a video of a lightning strike, so it's going to be a little bit loud, alright? So let me play the video and show you first. Alright, so let's say we want to freeze the frame at maybe this point. Now, by the way, you can use the keyboard to move around to the right like this or to the left, okay? So using the arrow keys on your keyboard, you can just go left or right, and then you can just find exactly the frame that you want to freeze. So let's say I want to freeze the frame at this point. All I have to do is click on the video, and then I'm going to click on this, which says freeze. So if I click on it, you can see that we now have an extra frame over here. So let me just play the video and show you what we have. Okay, it's going to freeze at that frame. So here you can see it continues going, and then the video will continue to play. So you can adjust how long you want the frame to be frozen. So if you want it to freeze just for a short while, then we can just do this, click and hold and make it shorter. So if I play the video, it's going to freeze at this frame for a shorter period. So let me play this. So it's just for a short while. If you want to freeze the frame for a lot longer, then just extend it like this. And let me just play it again. And here you can see it's going to freeze at this frame for as long as you want to. So you can freeze it for as long as you want or as short as you want. So as promised, this is how to freeze frame in CapCut. If you want to learn how to crop a video in CapCut, then this video will show you how step by step. Now, by the way, this is what cropping means. You're basically cutting out parts of a video. So when you want to crop a video, make sure you select the video that you want to crop, and then you just click on this square which says crop, right? If you click it, then this thing will pop out. Now, before you start doing anything, make sure you go to the crop ratio and then you change to whatever ratio your video is. Now, for example, if you're doing a YouTube video, which is a widescreen video, then you want to choose 16:9. And if you're cropping a vertical video like a TikTok video or YouTube Shorts, then you want to go for a 9:16, which is going to be something like this. Okay, so this video we are cropping for YouTube, so we will choose 16:9, and then we can adjust exactly where we want to crop the video. So if I just move it like this, that means it's going to cut exactly what we see. That means this part would be removed from the original video. So if I just go ahead, adjust it any way I like it, you can make it smaller, you can make it bigger. Once you're happy with it, you can just go ahead and click on confirm. And then now you will see that our video is cropped. Now let me just show you what it looks like originally. Right, this is what it looks like at the beginning. We can see a fan and this little lamp at the side. And after we crop it, this is what it looks like. So this is how you crop a video in CapCut. If you want to learn how to rotate videos in CapCut just like this, then this video will show you how step by step. Now, if you have a vertical video, but then for some reason it shows up as a horizontal video, then the first thing you need to do is change the aspect ratio. So click on ratio and you want to change it to a vertical format, which is 9:16. So if I click on 9:16, you can see that now the video is in a vertical format. Next, you want to rotate your video, right? So you can click on your video and you can see below there is this circle. You can click and hold and you can rotate the video like this or like this. So in this example, we want to rotate by 90 degrees like that. And then we extend the video like this. Just click on the corners and you can extend the video and fill up the frame. Now, what if you have a horizontal video, but then for some reason it shows up as a vertical video? So to fix this, first you want to change the aspect ratio. So this is actually supposed to be a widescreen video. So you want to click on ratio and then you want to change it to 16:9. Click on it and now you can see the video becomes horizontal. Now to rotate your video, you can just click on it. You can then rotate the video like this or like this. So in this example, we want to rotate it to 90 degrees. And then we let go. Then you want to extend it like that, make it bigger, and fill up the video, just like that. What if for some reason your video is upside down? So to rotate the video, just click on it. And if you look on the right side, you can see rotate. So if it's upside down, you can change it to 180 degrees, then hit enter. And as you can see, the video is now fixed. Now for vertical video, if it's upside down, just click on the video, go to rotate, change it to 180 degrees, hit enter, and this is how you fix it if your video is upside down. If you want to learn how to make a horizontal video to a vertical video on CapCut, just like this, plus if you want to learn how to move the camera so you can track and follow any moving subject in your vertical videos, then keep watching because this video will show you how step by step. Alright, let's use this video as an example. So we have a horizontal video. First, you need to change the aspect ratio. So just click on ratio and then you want to change it to 9:16. So if I click on 9:16, you can see that now it's in the shape of a vertical video. Next, if you click on the video, you can click and hold any of the corners, then you just pull it and make the video bigger, just like this. And you can adjust the video, you can move it to the left like this, or you can move it to the right. Or you can just keep it in the middle like this. So this is how you convert a horizontal video into a vertical video. Now for some videos, we have to move the camera. So let me show you an example. So first let's put her in the middle. And if I play the video, you can see that she is actually moving out of the frame like this. And then at this point, you can see she's actually moving out of the video. So we need to move the camera so that we can track and follow the subject, right? So to do it, just go to the start of the video and then click on the video. And if you look on the right side at position and size, you can click on this diamond which says add keyframe. So click on it. Now after you add your keyframe, just play the video first, and anytime you need to move the camera, you pause the video. So let me show you. So first I will play the video. And as you can see at this point, she's kind of out of frame. I want to adjust and move the camera so that she's in the middle. That's why I paused the video. And then I'm going to move her to be in the middle. And you're going to notice that a keyframe will be automatically added at this point. So I'm going to move her to be in the middle. Now I let go of my mouse and you're going to see that a keyframe will appear. Just like this. Now we just repeat what we did. I'm going to play the video, and anytime we need to move the camera, I will pause the video. So I'm going to play it. So now I pause it because she's at the side. So I pause the video, then I adjust her to be in the middle like this. I let go. You can see we have another keyframe. Then we just continue. We play and we pause. Move her to be in the middle like this. Then I play and I pause. Then I adjust like this. Then I play, and I pause, and I move the camera like this. Then I play, and I pause. Then I just move her again to the middle. Play, pause. Then I play, pause, move her to the middle, play. And the last frame, we can just move her to the middle like this. Alright, let me play the video and show you what it looks like. So as you can see, the camera is now tracking her and following her. And throughout the video, she's in the middle at all times. So as you saw for yourself, it's very easy. Just add one keyframe and then go to the start of the video. And then you play the video. And anytime you need to adjust and move the camera, just pause the video, adjust it, and then you do it over and over again. Play, pause, adjust, play, pause, adjust, until you finish the entire video. Alright, If you want to learn how to reverse a video on CapCut, then keep watching because this video will show you how step by step. Alright, so how do we reverse a video? First, let's use this video as an example and I'll just play it to you. You can see this guy is running, he's jumping, and he's just running. So how do we reverse a video clip on CapCut? Well, first of all, just click on the video that you want to reverse. Then you see this icon over here. It says reverse. If you click it, then it's going to start to reverse your clip. Now let's play the video. And as you can see, he is now running backwards. So as promised, this is exactly how to reverse a video on CapCut. If you want to learn how to put text behind the person in CapCut, just like this, keep watching because this video will show you how step by step. Alright, let's use this video as an example. So I'm going to click and hold and bring it down to the timeline just like this. Click on text and then over here you see default text. Click and hold and then we bring it down to the timeline like this and then let go. So I want the text to appear throughout the entire video clip. So I'm just going to extend it like this, like this. Now next, let's just adjust the text. So I'm going to write subscribe. Let's just adjust it to however you want it to look like. Okay, so maybe something like this. Here's how you actually put the text behind the person. You're going to select both of this, okay, both the text and the video. Just click and hold and you just do this. Select both of these things. Then you right click and you want to create a compound clip. Click on that. So now we have a clip with the text just like this. Now to put the text behind the person, click on media. And you're going to add the original video again on top. On the right side, under video, you see basic, and then you see cut out. Click on cut out, and then click on auto cut out. This is going to automatically cut out the person from the video. It's going to remove the background. So just wait for it to process finish. And once it's done processing, let me just play the video. And as you can see, we now have the text behind the person. So you might be thinking, wait, how does this work? Well, actually, it's quite simple. We have two videos playing at the same time. The video on top, this is what it really looks like. It's just the person like this without any background, and then the video below is the video that we made originally, right? The video with the text. And then if we put both together and when we play both videos at the same time, it creates this look where the text is behind the person. And by the way, if you're wondering, this method will still work even for moving subjects. That means even if the person is moving around, walking around, just like what you see, it will still work. The text will stay behind the person like what you're seeing now. So as promised, this is how to put text behind a person. If you want to learn how to add watermark on CapCut just like this, then this video will show you how step by step. Alright, let's use this video as an example. So how do we add a watermark on CapCut? First, click on text and then click and hold and you bring a text down like this. So I want the watermark to be throughout the entire video. So I'm just going to do this. And I'm going to extend the text throughout the entire video. So now if I play the video, you can see that we just have the text over here. But if you want to turn it into a watermark, you want to make it look more transparent, right? So first, I'm just going to write watermark like this. Now let me show you how to make your text look transparent. Just scroll down and then you want to look for opacity. You can see it's 100%. You can click and hold, and then as I drag it to the left, you're going to see that the text becomes more and more transparent, and it becomes harder and harder to see like this. So the lower the opacity, the more transparent the text will be. So it's completely up to you how much opacity you want to set. So in this example, I'm just going to put it at maybe 20%. And you can put the watermark anywhere you want. You can put it in the corner like this, like this, like this. Or here, you can put it in the middle, you can make it smaller, you can make it bigger. You can also rotate like this, and you can put your watermark anywhere you want in your video. Okay, so let me just play the video, and here you can see we have added a watermark to this video. So as promised, this is how to add a watermark on CapCut. If you want to learn how to add fonts to CapCut, then this video will show you how step by step. Alright, first you can go to Google and you can search free fonts download, and you're going to find many websites that lets you download fonts. So this is one of the many websites where you can download fonts. From here, you can just scroll through and just see what kind of fonts you like. Let's just say, for example, we want to use this font, which is the lemon milk font. You can see there's a download button. Just click on it. I'm just going to save it to my desktop. I'm going to click on save. Now, once you have downloaded the font file, you can double click to open it. You're going to see a lot of different files. You just want to look for the files with the .otf extension. And here you can see for this font, there are many versions. So if you want to see how they look like, you can just open them up. So here's lemon milk bold. If I open it, you can see this is actually the bold version of the font. And if I open up the regular version over here, I'll double click. You can see what it looks like. So for any font, usually you will find many versions of the font, from regular to medium to light to bold. So in this example, let's say I want to use the lemon milk bold font. So what I'll do is I'm just gonna click and hold, and I'll just bring it out to my desktop like this. If you want more, then you can just continue bringing out the fonts that you want to use. Okay, so I'll go ahead and close this, and now you can open CapCut. Then you want to make sure you are signed in. So if you haven't signed in, just click on sign in, and then you can sign in with either TikTok, or you can sign in with Facebook or Google. So after you sign in, you need to create a space. So you can click on create or join, and then you just click on create to create a space. So for me, I already have a space, so I'll just click into this. And then from here, you want to click on brand kit. And then you scroll down and look for fonts. So here you can see upload brand fonts, just click. And then here you go to your desktop and you can add the fonts that you want to add. So in this case, let's say I want to add the lemon milk bold font. I can just open it like this. And here you can see it's uploading the font. So I can do it again. I'm just going to click here. And I'm going to add the other font, which is the lemon milk medium. So again, just like before, it's going to upload the fonts. So you can just add as many fonts as you want, and then just wait for it to upload. So here you can see it's done. So I'm going to go ahead and go to home. I'm going to start a new project. Then I'm going to click on text. I'll add a text like this. And if you look at the font, by default it's system. So just click on it. And here you can see we have the fonts that we just added, right? We have lemon milk bold and lemon milk medium. If I click it, you can see that we have changed the font to the one that we just downloaded. And then the other one, which is lemon milk medium, if I click it, you can see it changed to the other font that we downloaded. All right, so as promised, this is how to add fonts to CapCut. If you want to learn how to color grade in CapCut just like this or like this, then this video will show you how step by step. In just a minute, I will show you exactly how I color grade both of these videos from start to finish. But first, you need to learn the basics. Alright, let's use this video as an example. So to do color grading for your video, first you need to click on your video and then look to the right side. You want to click on adjustment. And this is where you can find all the different settings to color grade your videos. So there's temp, there's hue, there's saturation, and many more like brightness, contrast, and so on. Plus, there's also HSL, which lets you do color grading for 8 of the major colors like red, orange, yellow, green, turquoise, blue, purple, and pink. Now, first I will explain to you what each of these things are. So we'll start off with the first one, which is temp. Now, by the way, temp is short form for temperature. And of course, we're talking about color temperature. So temp will make the colors in your video either warmer or cooler. When you lower the temperature, it will make the colors cooler. So the video is just going to look cooler. So here you can see if the temp is -50, then the color of the video will look a lot cooler and it's basically shifting the colors towards blue. And on the other hand, if we increase the temperature, a higher temperature will make the colors warmer. And you'll notice that the colors are shifting towards orange. So here you can see if I slide the temp to the left, it's going to make the image cooler and it will make the colors more blue. The more you slide it to the left, the cooler the image will look. And of course, if we slide it to the right, it's going to make the image warmer. It's going to make the colors more orange. So here's a side-by-side comparison. You can see a lower temperature will make the colors cooler, and then a higher temperature will make the colors warmer. Alright, so that's temp. Let's move on to the next one, which is hue. Now the hue slider over here, it's going to make the colors in your video either more green or more purple. So here you can see if you slide the hue towards the green, the video will look more green. And if we slide the hue all the way towards the purple side, then the video will look more purple. So let me show you real quick. If I slide it towards green, then you'll see that the colors in the video will look more green. And of course, if we slide it towards purple, then the video will look more purple. So here's the side-by-side comparison. If you slide it to green, it looks more green. You slide it to purple, it looks more purple. Now keep in mind, this is the hue in the basic section. If you go to the HSL section, if I click on HSL, you can see that we actually can adjust the hue for 8 of the main colors like red, orange, yellow, green, turquoise, blue, purple, and pink. And with this, you can adjust the hue of 8 different colors individually. So you can do something like this. Here's what the original video will look like. And if you color grade the colors separately, you can create something like this. Now keep watching because in just a minute, I will show you how I color grade this video. But for now, let's move on. If you go back to basic, so we have talked about temp and hue. The next thing is saturation. So saturation will make the colors in your video either more vibrant, meaning it makes it more colorful, or it will make the colors more dull. So if we lower the saturation, here you can see we lower it to -50. That means the video will be less colorful, the colors will be more dull. And on the other hand, if we increase the saturation, then the colors will look a lot more vibrant. So if you compare this to the original video, you can see that with a higher saturation, the colors will become more vibrant, more vivid. So basically it becomes more colorful. So let me show you real quick. If I slide it towards the left, if we lower the saturation, you can see that the video will become less and less colorful. The colors become more and more dull. If we drag it all the way towards the end, the video will basically lose all of its color. And if you want to make the video more colorful, then you can just drag it to the right and you can increase the saturation. The more you increase, the more vivid, the more vibrant the colors will be, as you can see like this. So here's what it looks like side by side. A lower saturation will make the colors dull. A higher saturation will make the colors vibrant. Alright, now that you know what is hue and saturation, we can go over to the HSL section. And right now, I'm going to show you how we can color grade a video by playing around with these 8 colors. But first, I need to show you what each of these colors will actually do. So the first color is red. Now for hue, if we slide it towards pink, that means the red colors in your video will look more pink. And if we slide the hue towards orange, that means the red colors in your video will look more orange. And then for saturation, you already know by now, if we increase the saturation, then the red color will become more vibrant. If we slide the saturation to the left, if you make saturation lower, then the red colors will be more dull. And then for brightness, it's exactly what it says. If you increase it, the red colors will be brighter, or it will be darker. Now moving on, we have orange and it works the same. If we slide the hue for orange, if we slide it towards the left, it's going to make the orange colors in your video more red. And if you slide it to the right, it's going to make the orange colors in your video look more yellow. So here you can see that actually the hue, it works exactly like how these colors are arranged. If we slide hue to the left, it's going to make the colors look more red. As you can see, red is on the left side of orange, right? And if we slide the hue to the right, it's going to make orange colors look more yellowish. So it's actually arranged in sequence. And then for saturation and brightness, you already know how it works. I'm not going to repeat. So moving on, we have yellow. So this would actually adjust all the yellow colors in your video. And as you know by now, if we slide the hue towards the left, you can see that it's going to make the yellow colors in your video look more orange because orange is on the left. And if you slide hue towards the right, you can see here it's green. The more you slide it to the right, the more the yellow colors will appear to be green. And then for saturation and brightness, you already know what it is. Now let's move on. Then we have green. And when you slide the hue towards the left for green, it's going to make the green colors in your video look more yellow. That's because yellow is on the left. And if you slide the hue towards the right, it's going to make the green colors look more turquoise. The more you slide it, the more it's going to look like the color on the right or on the left. Now moving on, we have turquoise, and again, you slide it to the left, it's going to make turquoise look more green. You slide it to the right, it's going to make turquoise look more blue. And the same goes for a light blue. You slide it to the left, it's going to make it look more turquoise. Slide it to the right, it's going to look more purple. And the same goes for purple and pink. So right now, I'm going to show you exactly how I color grade this watermelon video. Alright, so let me add this video to the timeline. So make sure you click on the video, click on adjustment. And now I'm going to color grade this video using the HSL section. So first, I want to make the watermelon look more juicy, make it look more delicious. So I want to make the colors more vibrant. So the watermelon here is red color. So I make sure I click on the red color. And here I want to adjust the red color. So as you know by now, if I slide the hue towards the left, it's going to make the red colors look more pink, as you can see over here. If I slide it towards the right, it's going to make the red colors look more orange. So obviously I don't want any of that. I just want to make the red color more vibrant. So I would increase the saturation. So remember, saturation, if you increase it, it will make the colors more vibrant. And if I lower it, then you can see that, well, the colors will become more dull and it doesn't look very good, right? So I want to increase the saturation so that the red color looks more red. And for brightness, we can either make it brighter or darker. Okay, so I'm going to make it a little bit brighter, like around 10. So let's move on to the next color. So if we go to orange, then if we adjust the hue, it's going to change all the orange color in this video. So let me just move it like this and just kind of see what are we changing. So here I can see the orange color, I'm basically adjusting the color of the table, right? And a little bit of the watermelon. So for orange, I want to make the color of the table look a little bit better. So I'm going to increase the saturation. So usually you can just play like this, just slide it all the way to the right and slide it all the way to the left so that you can easily tell what these things will do. So obviously I'm going to make it look a little bit nicer. I will increase the saturation to maybe around here. So here you can see the table looks a bit better. Originally it looked like this, very dull. If I increase it to around 70, and maybe it's a bit too bright. I really want the watermelon to shine, so maybe you want to make it a little bit darker. Do you see the effect? Do you see the difference? Here's what it looks like originally. And if I make the table a little bit less bright, like this, then we can see that there's more focus on the watermelon. All right, now moving on, I want to adjust the color of the watermelon. So this is green, right? So I'm going to click on green and I'm going to start adjusting. So first I want to make the green more colorful, more vibrant. So let me just increase the saturation all the way to 100 and like this. And of course, let me just show you the opposite. If I do the other end, then the colors of the green will be more dull. So I'll increase the saturation like this. And I'm going to test the hue. I'm going to slide it towards the left. So here you can see if I slide it towards the left, it doesn't look very good. That's because it's going to make green color more yellowish. So I don't really want the watermelon to look yellowish. So if I slide it towards the right, you can see it looks a little bit better, right? This is what it looked like originally with 0, like this. If I slide it to the right, the green looks a little bit better. And then I want to make the watermelon more bright, so I can play with the brightness. So I can increase it like this. Now let me just show you the opposite. If I reduce the brightness, it looks like that, okay? So I'll increase it to maybe around 50. So take note, when you're adjusting a color, you can also play around with the neighboring colors. So the neighboring color of green is yellow and turquoise. So for yellow, we can also adjust the yellow such that all the yellow colors will look more green, remember? So for yellow color, if I slide the hue towards the right, it's going to make all the yellow colors look more green. You see how it works? So I want to make the watermelon look as green as possible. So let me just do a quick test. I'm just going to slide the hue to the left. And here you can see that if we adjust yellow color, it also affects the color of the watermelon, right? It doesn't look good if I slide it to the left. That's because if I slide the hue to the left, it makes all the yellow look orange. And if I slide it to the right like this, oh, you can see that the watermelon looks really good. That's because we are adjusting the yellow to be more green to the right like this. So this definitely looks a lot better than what it looked like previously. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to increase the hue like this to make all the yellow colors in the video green. And I'm going to increase the saturation to make it look a little bit more vibrant like this. And then for brightness, let's just test it out. If I increase it, then it's a little bit too bright. If it's too bright and too colorful, it can look fake. So let's test the other side. If we lower the brightness a little bit, it's going to look something like this. So maybe we will just lower the brightness a little bit so that it creates this feeling where there's a little bit of a shadow. All right, next I want to adjust the color of the sea behind. So the sea is obviously blue or turquoise. So let me just go to turquoise and let me just adjust the hue. I want to make the sea color more blue. So here you can see this is turquoise. If I slide the hue to the right side, it's going to make all the turquoise look more blue, which is what I want. So let me just slide the hue towards blue. Here you can see it's very obvious. As I slide it to the right, it looks more blue. But we don't want to do it too much because that doesn't look real. So maybe to around here. And let's just test out the saturation. So if we slide it to the left, it's going to make the colors look more dull. If I slide it to the right, it's going to make it look more blue, like this. And then for brightness, again, we can test it out. Usually you just want to slide it to both sides so you can see obviously what's happening. So let's just reduce the brightness a little bit, like this. And now let's continue adjusting blue. So I'll go to blue. And let me just test out the hue. If I slide it to the left, then it doesn't look exactly what I want. If you slide it to the left, then the water becomes turquoise. That's not what I want. Then for saturation, we can test out. If I slide it to the right, then it looks a little bit too unrealistic. It looks a bit fake. So let me just lower it a little bit to around here. And then for brightness, we can test it out again. And in this case, you notice that if I lower the brightness, it looks a little bit better like this. Okay. So right now, if I play the video, you can see this is what it looks like. So first, let me just add back the original video so you can see what it looked like before. This is before. Originally, it just looked like this. The sea is kind of dull. The watermelon doesn't look very good. The table is just dull. And the video with the color grading, it looks something like this. So the watermelon looks a lot nicer. It looks more appetizing. The table looks more orange. And the sea is actually blue. So this is how I color grade from start to finish. Alright, now let's move on to the next section. We have brightness, contrast, highlight, shadow, and illumination. So let's start off by talking about brightness. So brightness will make your video either brighter or darker. So it's kind of obvious. If we lower the brightness, the video will look more dark. And if we increase the brightness, then the video will look more bright. So let me just quickly show it to you. If I slide it to the left, the more you slide it to the left, the darker it is. And the more you slide it to the right, the brighter the video will look. So here's a side-by-side comparison. A lower brightness will make the colors more dull. A higher brightness will make the colors a little bit more vibrant. Alright, moving on, we have contrast. So contrast will make the colors in your video contrast with each other. It will stand out from each other. Or if we lower it, then the colors will blend together. So if we lower the contrast, that means the difference between the bright and the dark colors are less noticeable. The colors becomes faded and the colors kind of blend together. And if we increase the contrast all the way up, we can see that there's a huge difference between the bright and the dark spots. So it becomes very noticeable. That's why it's contrast. So the higher the contrast, the more obvious the light and dark colors will contrast. So let me show you real quick. If I lower the contrast, you can see that the colors will blend together. And on the other hand, if we increase the contrast, then it's going to make the colors between the light and dark colors more noticeable. Alright, moving on, we have highlight. So highlight will make the brightest parts of a video even brighter or darker. So if we lower the highlight like this, you can see that the bright parts of the video will become darker. And if we increase the highlight, it's going to make the bright parts of your video even brighter. So let me show you real quick. If I lower the highlight like this, it's going to make the bright parts darker like this. So basically the whole video looks dark. And on the other hand, if I increase the highlight, it's going to make the bright parts of the video even brighter, just like this. So here's a side-by-side comparison. A lower highlight will make the bright parts more dull, and a higher highlight will make the bright parts even brighter. Alright, let's move on to the next one, which is shadow. So shadow will make the darkest parts of your video even darker or brighter. So here you can see if we reduce the shadow all the way down to -50, it's going to make the dark parts of your video even darker. So it's the opposite of highlight. And if we increase the shadow, it will make the dark parts of your video brighter. So let me show you real quick. If we lower the shadow, it's going to make the dark parts even darker like this. And if we increase the shadow, it will make the dark parts brighter. So here's a side-by-side comparison. If we lower the shadow, it's going to make the dark parts of your video darker. And if we have a higher shadow, it's going to make the dark parts of your video brighter. So as you can see, shadow and highlight is basically the opposite of each other. For highlight, you're adjusting the bright parts of your video. And then for shadow, you're adjusting the dark parts of your video. Now let's move on to illumination. Now illumination will make the overall lighting of your video brighter or darker. So here you can see if we lower the illumination, it's going to make the overall lighting of your video to become darker, just like this. And if we increase the illumination, you can see that it will make the overall lighting of your video to be brighter. So let me show you real quick. If we reduce the illumination, then the overall video lighting will become darker. And if we increase the illumination, it's going to make the overall lighting in the video brighter, like this. So here's a side-by-side comparison. You can see a lower illumination makes the overall colors more dull, and a higher illumination, it makes the colors more vibrant. Alright, let's move on to the last section. We have sharpen, particles, fade, and vignette. So let's talk about sharpen. So sharpen makes the edges and details more distinct and crisp. Here's what the original looks like with sharpen at 0, and if we increase the sharpen all the way to 100, here's what it looks like. It might not be obvious to you, so let's zoom in. And here you can see, if you just look at her sunglasses, here and here, you can see that's actually a difference. So let me just zoom in one more time. Here you can see for this image over here, this video, we have sharpen at 100. So if you look at the sunglasses over here and over here, you can see that the edges and details, it's more obvious, it's more crisp, it's more detailed, right? And if you look at her teeth, here and here, you can see that if we have a higher number for sharpen, then the edges, the details are more distinct, and our hair as well. If you look at it side by side, almost everything is more detailed and more crisp. So as you can see, sharpen will make the edges and details to be more distinct and more obvious. So let me show you real quick. If I increase the sharpen like this, you notice that the edges and details in the video will look more distinct and more crisp. But just be careful, you don't want to just increase the sharpen all the way up because it can look very unnatural and very fake. So anyway, that is sharpen. Let's move on to particles. So particles make the video grainier or speckle. So here's a side-by-side comparison. Here's the original video and here's the video with particles all the way up at 100. So it's a bit hard to see, so let's just zoom in. And here you can see it's quite obvious. If you look at the video on the right side, it's very grainy and very speckled, right, on a side-by-side comparison. And here's another part of the video. You can see that if you increase the particles, then the video will look more grainy. So let me show you real quick. If I increase the particles all the way up, we can see that the video becomes very, very grainy. All right, let's move on to the next one, which is fade. So fade makes the colors in your video washed out or faded. So here you can see a side-by-side comparison. If we set the fade all the way up to 100, you can see that the colors will look very faded or washed out, just like this. So let me show you real quick. If you increase the fade like this, the higher the fade, the more washed out the colors will be, just like this. All right, let's move on to the last one, which is vignette. So vignette lets you make the corners either shadowed or highlighted. So if you lower the vignette like this, it's going to make the corners white or highlighted. And if you increase the vignette, it's going to make the corners shadowed, just like this. So let me show you real quick. As you can see, as I lower the vignette, the more I lower it, the more the corners will be highlighted, just like this. And on the other hand, if I increase the vignette just like this, the more you increase it, the more the corners will be shadowed. Now, as promised, let me show you exactly how I color grade this video step by step from start to finish. Alright, so I'm going to add this video to the timeline, and make sure you click on the video, click on adjustment, and the first thing we can test out is to move the temperature. If you move it to the left, it's going to make the colors cooler. If I move it to the right, it makes the colors warmer. So I like to slide it both sides to just check how it looks like on both ends. And in this case, I want to make it look a little bit warmer because, well, she's at the beach, right? Then for hue, we can test it out. We can make it more green or we can make it more purple. So in this case, I want to make it look a little bit purple, okay? Maybe something like this. And now I want to make the colors more vibrant, more colorful, so I'm going to increase the saturation, but I'm just going to increase it to around 30. So take note, sometimes if you increase it too much, it just looks too fake, okay? So maybe around 30 is okay. So let's move on. This is the basic section. Let's move on to lightness. So we can make the video more bright or darker. So obviously I don't want to make it darker. Maybe I'll make it a little bit brighter because she's under the sun. And then for contrast, let's test it out. I like to test both ends to see how it looks like. And let's just try out like this. If I lower the contrast, it looks a little bit better compared to this, right? Because there's already a lot of bright light. So let me just reduce it a little bit. Alright, let's move on to the next one, highlight. So highlight will adjust the bright parts of the video. So let me just test it out first. Nope, definitely we don't want to do that. Let's test out the other end. Okay, they'll be too bright. So I'm going to increase the highlight by a little bit. And then for shadow, we are adjusting the dark parts of the video. So let's just test out what it looks like. Okay, so I want to lower the shadow a little bit. Okay, so let me just adjust it and let's see. Maybe around -20. Okay. Let's move on to illumination. So this will affect the overall lighting of the video. So usually I test both sides, see which one looks nicer. So maybe I'll just increase it a little bit to around 10. All right, and let's move on. We can sharpen the video. So sharpen, I'll just sharpen it a little bit, but not too much. You see, if I sharpen it all the way to 100, it looks so fake. So I'll just sharpen it a little bit like this. And for particles, it's going to make the video look more grainy, so I don't want that. Then for fade, it's going to make the colors blend together. So I'm going to test it out. So maybe we'll just add a little bit of fade to smooth out the colors, blend it together. And for vignette, well, we don't really need it here, so I'm not going to use it. Alright, now let's move on to HSL. This is where we can adjust the hue and saturation of 8 different colors. And this will basically allow you to manipulate and adjust the colors of any video. So let's start off with red. So I'm just gonna play around with the hue and just see exactly what is changing in the video. So here you can see actually this is adjusting the color of her skin, right? If I slide it like this, if you look at her skin on her forehead, her face is changing. So now I know that if I adjust the red colors, it's adjusting the color of her skin. So this is red color. If I want to make her skin look more orange, I can slide it towards orange like this. This is what it looks like originally. So I want to make her skin look more orange like this because she's under the sun. And for saturation, let me just test out the other side. And if I increase the saturation, it's going to make it look a little bit more vibrant. So I'm going to set it to around 20, just a little bit. And then for brightness, let's just test it out. Okay, as you can see, it's basically adjusting her face, right? So I'm going to increase it a little bit to around 30. All right, so that's red color. Let's try out the next one, orange. So let me adjust the hue. Let me just move it like this and this. So you can see, obviously, this is changing the colors of her skin. Okay, so let's just adjust it around here. And then for saturation, this will look too orange, right? We don't want that. So I'm going to lower it a little bit, maybe like this. And then for brightness, I want to make it a little bit brighter because she's under the sun, right? But not too bright. If it's too bright, you see it looks fake. It's like out of place. It just looks like it's Photoshop. So we increase it a little bit to maybe 30. So now let's move on to the next color, which is yellow. So here you can see if we click on yellow, we are basically adjusting all the yellow color in this video. So if I just play around with the hue, you can see that it is changing the colors of the fish, the fins on the fish. So I want to make it maybe a little bit more green, maybe around 30. And then for saturation, let's just increase it to make the fins look more vibrant, but not too much, maybe around 30, like this. And then let's test out the brightness. Okay, so let's just increase it to around 60. All right, let's move on to the next color, green. So I like to adjust the hue to just see exactly what is being changed. So for this one, let's make the green more yellow. I'm going to drag it towards the left, but not too much, otherwise the water just turns green. So maybe somewhere around here. So at least the water looks a little bit more like turquoise. Let's increase the saturation a little bit. And let's test out the brightness. It would be better if we just lower it. All right, let's move on to the next color, which is turquoise. So let's play around with the hue again to see what is changing. Well, it's changing the color of the water. So for this one, let's make the water a little bit more blue. Because notice we are adjusting turquoise. If we slide to the right, it's going to make turquoise look more blue. Okay, so let's just set it to around 20. And let's increase the saturation to around 20. And then for brightness, let's just test it out. Okay, definitely no. We want to increase it a little bit. Maybe like this. Now let's move on to the next color, which is blue. Again, let's test out the hue. Slide it to the right, slide it to the left so you know what is changing. So we definitely don't want to slide it towards purple. It looks just too weird. Let's slide it towards left to turquoise. And let's adjust the saturation. Okay, definitely we don't want to lower it. Let's increase it to maybe around here. And then for brightness, let's test it out. Okay, we want to increase it so it looks nicer, maybe to around 30. All right, let's move on to the next color, purple. And as you can see, if we adjust the hue for purple, nothing really changes. But that's because the video doesn't have any purple color, right? So there's no difference, there's no effect when we adjust all these things like this. There's really no difference. Same goes for pink. I don't actually see a lot of pink, so it's not really changing much except for this tiny area. So I'm just not going to do anything. So now before I play the video and show you what the end result looks like, let me just show you the original video so you can see what it's like. Okay, so here's the original video of what it looked like before any kind of color grading. This is the before. And let me delete this. So let me play the video. So here you can see, as promised, this is exactly how I color grade a video from start to finish. Now remember, color grading is more than just making your video look good. So look, this is the exact same video, but with color grading, we can create 4 different moods and feelings. The first one, with its warmer, sunny colors, can make you feel relaxed, romantic, or even nostalgic. The next one, with its purplish sky, it feels dreamy, feminine, and enchanting. The next one, with the dark blue tones, it can give you a sense of calm, peaceful and quiet night. And the last one, with its grayish tones, it can create a sense of sadness, feelings of loneliness, and depression. Now remember, this is the exact same video. The only difference is the color grading. So listen, you can use colors to create specific moods and feelings in the viewer. That's exactly what movies do. So when you're color grading, you want to think more than just making the colors look pretty. You want to think about the feelings, the emotions, and the mood that you want to evoke in your viewer.